testimony. I'd first like to ask you, General Petraeus, a very specific question. You have juxtaposed your proposal for a token withdrawal with a hypothetical, rapid and irresponsible withdrawal. Now, as you know better than I do, there are very impressive members of the military with outstanding credentials who favor a much more rapid but responsible withdrawal of American forces. Would you be so kind and comment on this intermediate course? Because I believe juxtaposing your token proposal with a hypothetical, rapid and irresponsible proposal does not do justice to this most important issue.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. First of all, what I recommended was a very substantial withdrawal. 5 Army Brigade combat teams, a Marine Expeditionary Unit, and 2 Marine battalions represent a very significant force. They are the force, in fact, that have helped us substantially in achieving some of the recent gains that our troopers have fought so hard to achieve. And posing that withdrawal, I believe, is a very substantial withdrawal. And I have given you my best professional military advice on what can be done given the considerations that I laid out, the operational and strategic considerations, which do take into account the strain very much, which I'm very aware of, on our ground forces in particular. I believe that this is the approach to take to sustain the gains that we have achieved, to build on them, to transition to Iraqi security forces as quickly as we possibly can, but without, as I mentioned, rushing to failure, and also still continuing the very important effort against Al-Qaeda Iraq and some of its affiliates, and the militia extremists, in particular those who are supported by the Iranian Quds Force. I'm not sure what proposal you are referring to, Mr. Chairman, but
well, let me help you a little bit, General Petraeus. And I don't know how accurate these news reports are, but responsible media have suggested that even Admiral Fallon, among others, has favored a more rapid and more substantial withdrawal than what you are proposing. Now, without dealing in individuals, am I wrong in assuming that responsible military leaders, both active and retired, favor considerably more rapid withdrawals than you do, particularly in view of the fact that our global security requirements seem not to be part of the calculation that you properly are making, because you are commander for Iraq. You have no responsibility for Afghanistan or for any other contingency that might arise.
Admiral Fallon fully supports the recommendations that I have made, as do the Joint Chiefs of Staff. In fact, I also talked to the Chief of Staff of the Army most recently this morning. We had discussions about the pace of the mission transition, but there has been no recommendation I am aware of that would have laid out by any of those individuals a more rapid withdrawal. And so again, I'm at a loss. Again, I'm the commander in Iraq. I've given you my best professional military advice on how to accomplish the mission that the multinational force Iraq has, and that is represented in the recommendations that I have made. Having said that, I did indeed take into account, as I mentioned, the strain on the ground forces. My last job, I was in an Army position responsible for some 18 or so schools and centers, and experienced that very much. I might add, I was at Fort Benning, Georgia this past Friday, and spoke to the lieutenants, captains, and non-commissioned officers there as well, and did indeed address that same fact. That was factored in, but again, what I have provided is, as the multinational force Iraq commander, and that's, of course, I think what you would want me to provide to my chain of command, my recommendation on how to accomplish the mission that we have at this time.
Thank you very much.